I'm Erica Gregory. I'm with Johns Creek and Alpharetta Counseling.
In this video, we will cover how to beat anxiety and find your calm with 3 easy steps. Before we get started, I invite you to join our community by subscribing to our channel and hitting the notification bell. It goes a long way in supporting us in making these videos, so thank you. Let's dive in.
A lot of us are facing extra and increased amount of stress right now after COVID-19. And so the real question is, so what do we do about it? If I'm feeling anxious on an ongoing basis, if I'm feeling stressed on an ongoing basis, there's a few ways we can manage this. First is our perception. How we perceive the world is so important. So let's go back to that example of the bear in the woods. If a bear's in the woods, I'm gonna feel pretty scared. I'm gonna have a fight or flight response to that, and hopefully I'm gonna run really, really fast. But if we see a bear at the zoo, we don't have the same reaction. Our perception is very different here. I have a protective barrier between me. I'm in a safe environment. There's children running around. My response system is lower at that point. What's the difference? How we're scanning and reading the environment. So how I feel about the test, how I feel about that thing at work, how I feel about getting stuck in traffic, the why behind that stress response is extremely important. And that's something we unpack in counseling is, what is the root cause to the why of our anxiety? Is it a sense of expectation? Is it a sense of I need to meet a certain standard? Is it a pressure we're putting on ourselves? Do we feel nervous? Do we feel good enough? There's lots of layers that go into this. Our relationships go into this too. Do I feel confident and do I trust my relationships? Have I been taught in previous relationships that I'm going to get hurt if I get close to someone? There's lots of layers that we could go through. So how we perceive our environment is huge in our anxiety and how we process what's dangerous emotionally or physically. Another thing is physically taking care of our body. So when we're stressed, what some of the symptoms are, our breath gets more shallow, our heart rate, our blood pressure go up, and our brain functioning changes from, like I said before, our upper order turns off and our lower order turns on. So we need to physically change our body response in that moment. Our blood pressure, heart rate, and breath are all intertwined. You change one, you change the others. You increase one, you increase the others. So it also is true, if you decrease one, you decrease the others. It's actually kind of fun to experiment with. If you've ever gone to the doctor and they put that thing on your finger that tells you your O2 levels and your heart rate, take a look at it. Maybe it's in the 80s, maybe it's in the 70s. And then take a deep breath. Let go a little bit, maybe say something really comforting to yourself. I'm okay, I'm calm right now. And then you'll see that number starting to drop instantly. It's really, really neat. Give it a try sometime. The best way to manage your breath is to hold and breathe longer, twice as long as you're breathing out. So breathing in, holding is twice as long as breathing out. And the simplest way to do this is the triangle method. So we breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4. Just keep going around, breathing in, holding, breathing out. I'm really comfortable right now. Whatever that may be, whatever that circumstance is for you, I'm changing my breath. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. I'm slowing down my body. But then also there's a lot of extra tension in our muscles because we're fighting or flighting. We need to get rid of that tension. We need to release that tension in our body, or we're just going to continue to feel uncomfortable. One really great way is exercise. That's why there's so much about exercise and stress relief. It really, really does work. But then there's also progressive muscle relaxation, what I like to call tense to relax. So we tense up our muscles, holding it for 10 seconds, tensing as tight as we can, and then letting it go. Take a deep breath. I'm safe here in my office. Tense the next muscle. And we go through each muscle group, our stomach, our core, our legs, even our face, scrunching that up all the way. There's a lot of muscle in our face. Our back, pushing it up. This one's my favorite, taking your shoulders, pushing them to your ears. That one stretches right here. It tenses that right here. A lot of people carry a lot of tension right there. And a lot of people carry tension here. And so pretending like you're squeezing something, that can help use that area. And just breathing away stress, kind of visualizing that, and breathing in calm. So you're using a lot of parts of our brain here. We're activating the calming centers of our brain and decreasing the cortisol producing centers of our brain. We are training our brain to slow down. We're training our brain to perceive the environment we're in as safe. That's really the core work of reducing and managing anxiety. This is hard to do on your own. You're not alone. There's a lot of people who struggle with anxiety. It's a very, very common illness and diagnosis. And the good news is it's also extremely treatable, because anxiety and our stress response system are part of our biological makeup to protect ourselves. It's easily trained on and off. But I say easy, not because it's, just do it right now and you're done. It takes a lot of consistent work over time. It takes a lot of effort, but it isn't hard to do. It just takes a lot of creating new habits and putting in the time and effort, because you're worth it. You're worth doing that. If there's some barriers to this, if you have some phobias, the fear response system keeps kicking on more than you want it to, if you feel it's out of your power, out of your control, that's where counseling comes in. We're trained to deal with this. We deal with this all the time. Anxiety in general, anxiety with work, performance anxiety, anxiety in our relationships, it affects everything. We're creating this series, an anxiety series, to help you with that. So this is our first video of just general anxiety information on what is anxiety and what's the difference between that and stress. But we're going to also be coming out with more videos, the impact on your relationships, anxiety in children and what it looks like for them, anxiety in your finances, how to communicate when you're anxious and how to help someone when you're anxious, just to name a few. So if you're interested in seeing those videos as they come out, click the subscribe button and the notification bell. A lot of people are feeling the pressure of anxiety right now, so you're not alone if you're one of them. Feel free to click the link below to learn more about counseling, to learn more about Johns Creek and Alpharetta Counseling and how we can help. Also, we can point you in the direction of more resources as you need them. We're here to serve you and to help you get through this. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.